Hello everyone, welcome back for another scrapbook layout, and I am using the same mini kit that I've used in the last two videos, and this is going to be the last layout that I get out of this little mini kit, and then I'm going to put the stuff to the side. So I'm using, excuse me my voice, I'm still trying to get over a cold, so please forgive me for that if I sound kind of funny today, but I am using all the hamburger stuff, the soda drinks, the french fries, the stuff that says we make a great combo. And the photo I decided to use, and I went back and forth on this decision, it's just one of us at the beginning of this summer. Well, it was kind of May. I believe it was May. My son wanted to eat out on the porch. My husband had barbecued. We are not eating hamburgers, which I was kind of hoping because that would be even better. But I decided to go ahead and use this anyway because he did barbecue, and barbecue, you know, a lot of times people do barbecue hamburgers. And one of the big embellishments that I'm going to use, which basically is my title, says we make a great combo. And I just thought it was really good for this photo because we're out there as a family, and my daughter's not in the picture, but the rest of us are. She was at work. So I decided to go ahead and use this photo anyway. And it's just a selfie I took. It's not the best picture in the world. I'm holding it up. But my son had asked if we could eat outside. He likes to, every spring, he gets really excited to eat outside on our patio. So I'm just taking the papers. They were all pretty much scraps, you can see there, and I'm just trying to put them on the layout to make them all kind of work together. So I cut the red one and this yellow one that I'm inking the edges of right now. I cut those in half to make them look like they span the whole layout. I'm okay with the way this layout turned out. It's not my absolute favorite, but I still think it's cute. I think this long yellow one paper is what kind of throws me off of the whole layout, but like I said, I like it, and so I will keep it. I'm going to do another layout pretty soon where I start to put the layout together, and I'm trying to follow a sketch and it just didn't work and I ripped it up. So, but that'll come later. So anyways, again, I'm inking all the edges, and I'm tucking this paper behind. This was a 6x6 sheet, and I believe the other side of this is the tacos, which I have not done the taco pages yet. So I'm just placing those behind there to make it look like it's a full photo. And then I thought about mounting the photo again. It's on some green cardstock, but that pattern paper was so busy that it wasn't really standing out, so I decided to add some foam tape behind it instead. And that helps it stand out a little bit more. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, and I am using my T-square ruler to make sure that everything gets on there straight. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. I always forget to check what time my clock is and if I should fix it. So I'm going to play around with this banner sticker, but I'm actually not going to end up using it. I cut off the blue because it was kind of hard to see if I liked it or not with the blue on there, because the blue really threw off everything. So I just trimmed off the blue to see if I liked it. And now these are the embellishments that are left, and I used up quite a bit of them. There is not very much that's left, and I'm very happy with how much I got used up. And there's the it was a 3x4 card, but in the last video I trimmed it down just a little bit, and it says we make a great combo. And so this page is mostly about just being together as a family and eating on the deck, and it's barbecue time, and so I really like it. I tried using this little tag. It says Frank's a lot, or Frank you so much. I don't know exactly what it says, but I tried tucking it behind something just so you would see the yellow, but it didn't work, so I'm not going to end up using that. And at the beginning of this layout, I thought that I didn't want to use any of the corn dogs or hot dogs, and that I wanted to stick to just the stuff you would get usually in a combo, like the hamburger, the fries, and the drink. But you will see, I do end up adding some of the hot dogs and corn dogs on there, and I like how it turns out. So, excuse me again. So I'm just making some clusters. I made a cluster up there in the top right above the photo, and then I want to make a cluster next to the title. I'm going to call it the title because I don't add another title. I am getting out I'm glad that I bought 2 packages of those Doodlebug I think they call them sprinkles, but basically they're enamel shapes that coordinate with this collection. I had used all the red ones on the ketchup layout, and so I wanted to get out this second package so I would have some red ones to add around the page. And then I'm propping up, since I put the foam tape behind my photo, I wanted the hamburger to stick halfway onto the photo, so I added some foam tape to half the hamburger. And now I'm trying to figure out a third cluster area, and I wanted to put it on the bottom right hand side there, but it looked a little funny, but I knew I wanted to put my journaling in between. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking my journaling and I'm adding some lines with a light gray pen, and then I'm going to journal there, and you don't have to watch me do all the journaling. And then I'm going to start my cluster next to that, and I really like that, kind of just makes it all flow just a little bit better. And so now you can see that I have my journaling there, and this layout came together fairly quickly. I think it took me less than a half hour, including the journaling, to do. So I was quite happy about that. So I'm making another little cluster, and with some of the enamel shapes, I went ahead and added some foam tape under the hamburger enamel shape, which I don't do very often, but I really like. So I'm just basically trying to use up all these enamel shapes and these shapes that are left over, and I'm playing around, adding some with foam tape, just adding different ones around. And here's where I toyed with the idea of using the corn dogs and the hot dogs, and I actually really like it. I thought, you know what, it uses up my stash, it's not going to leave anything left over, and so I might as well go ahead and put some around. And that hot dog one isn't, because the pattern paper behind it is so busy, it doesn't even really stand out that much. I kind of like the way the corn dog kind of adds a little bit something more to the cluster, because it's kind of an oblong shape. And so here I'm going to add some of these enamel dots to each cluster, and I'm going to use a red one, a yellow one, and a green one in each cluster to bring that green color around a little more. That was one thing that I did struggle with, is because that was such a green pop right there on the edge where the title is. But I didn't worry about it too much. I kind of just played with the embellishments and everything on this layout. Right now what I'm doing is I wanted to kind of have a border. Since I felt like it was very right heavy, I wanted a border around the whole thing, but I didn't have anything I wanted to mount the entire layout on. So I'm just taking my ruler, and I'm not measuring, I'm just making a straight line, but I like to make them crooked, if that makes sense. So I just moved my ruler, put it down in a way so it'll go along the page, and then I just kind of move it slightly on both ways. And so it's a straight line, but it doesn't go straight across the layout evenly. And I really like how that looks. I feel like that contains the entire layout, and it makes it a lot more fun. I'm going to go ahead, I decided to add some of my black Mr. Huey's, actually it's called Skyscraper, I believe. I'm going to add some of that around to each of the cluster and a little bit on the top of the page, just for something else to help pull the whole layout together. And I used to use my splatters on almost every layout, and I haven't really used them in a while, so this is the second time that I've used them lately, and I am enjoying using them. I actually stopped with the splatters, and I believe that I get it out and I add a little bit more. And I'm just wiping off all the enamel shapes, any splatters that might have gotten onto the enamel shapes. So I thought I was done with the layout here. It's cute the way it is here, but I wanted to add a little bit more. I am going to add the date. Again, I believe it was sometime in May. Kind of played around with where to put it, and then I decided to put it right by the journaling, and I like that. The black outline also goes really well with also the black splatters and the black journaling. So you could see me there. I just went ahead and added some more of the splatters around. And so here again, I decide, you know what, there's a few more, there's not a lot really, there's not enough to make another page with, I figured, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the rest of these. I think I have a couple of them left over, but this is where I decide just to throw everything that was left on the page. And so I'm trying out the corn dog. I think the corn dog might have been too big, but I thought this hot dog might be kind of cute tucked in behind. So he's going to go up here behind the red pattern paper. It looked like he's peeking out from it. I love all the little faces on it. So it kind of throws off the 3 clusters, but I don't really worry about it. So this is pretty much how the layout is going to look. And I hope you guys like this layout. Again, I hope you found a way to use this collection other than just with photos of hamburgers and hot dogs. Like I said, we weren't eating either of those, but I still enjoyed the page. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.